Jessica, I'm sorry, I had a full battery on the last one. Let's see if that can, I'm just gonna put it here.
I love that we're just yelling at Jess on a
Well, it pisses me off that the damn thing, I'm gonna use Tommy's idea now. I'm gonna use the dead battery as a leveler. There
Put it
we
under
go.
the front piece. Oh, almost.
Sorry,
That'll work,
Jess.
that'll work. Sorry, Jess. Stupid camera.
And Maya,
And Maya.
Why do we have-
And anybody else who was watching this?
the approximate weight of each.
Bert, what you got, baby?
No, I'm
Well, Nick was asking me about the Y intercept.
Yeah.
We're talking about funded variables here.
Y-intercept is a starting point, like you said.
No.
Starting point. How much did she weigh when I picked her up?
Yeah.
That's all that is, brother.
The x-intercept is the days.
See, the x-intercept would be a day. I will never ask you for an x-intercept because if you think about that line, Burton,
Okay.
where would an x-intercept? It would have to come way back here into negative day territory. Is the kid never going to weigh 0 pounds?
So we're always on the Y, we're talking about.
Why is the data you're interested in this case, her weight?
Per weight.
She's never going to weigh 0 pounds. I mean, maybe if she was a sperm and an egg cell.
Actually, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to put Stella's up there, friends.
I guess we should, hold on, wait for the post here.
How much is the Y?
I need all.
Touch the long.
What? Should we have linear?
Sorry, it's me.
I'm fifth grader handwriting.
Oh, sorry, Dylan. Sorry, brother. You gotta be louder. You gotta be louder. But that's corduroy too. Yep, that's corduroy.
Oh, okay.
So damn good. It's so damn good. I love it. I can see they're pretty close. What you got?
It's like going like this.
Yeah, so the slope is 0.05. That's the number of pounds we have. So the slope of Stella, I just did Stella's up there too. Please notice it's exactly the same. It's also 0.05, which also agrees with what Hillary said earlier. Is everybody noticing that Stella and Paulina have the same slope?
Yeah.
Everybody notice that?
Yeah.
Paulina and Stella have the same slope. We're gonna do this together anyway, brother. So check it out. I just added Stella's best fit line to her graph too.
Every day he's losing.
Notice how the line, just like with Paulina, the line is hovering near the points, but the points aren't perfectly with the line, but they're hovering close to it. Once again, Burton's trend is evident. In other words, Stella, is adding weight, trending upward. And the line part is the consistency. She's also adding weight pretty consistently. And like Hillary said, Stella and Paulina are growing at about the same rate. Absolutely true. Look at Paulina's slope, 0.05. Remember what the unit is on 0.05, dear friends? 0.05 pounds.
Per day.
Say it again, Mariah. Per day. Thank you. Pounds per day. Look at Stella. 0.05 pounds per day. They're growing at the same rate. And look at their starting weights. Now remember, we didn't actually measure them on that starting day, right? Day 0.
Right.
But the line is predicting that Paulina weighed about 1.23 pounds. Stella weighed about 1.16 pounds. Both of those are about 1.2 pounds, aren't they? So those kittens are effectively growing identically. Is that cool? So I think we answered all the questions from 8 to 12. Let's just make sure now.
No.
We did not. Okay, well then I'm sorry. Let's go back and make sure.
Day 12.
What's the, we didn't answer 12 yet. So what's the slope of Stella? We got it, 0.05. It means she's gaining 0.05 pounds per day. Y'all nailed that one. Y-intercept is the 1.16, which means, what does that 1.16 mean again, dear friends?
It means it's the approximate weight they weighed when she picked up.
Love that. Approximately the weight when we picked her up. Okay? It's making a prediction, that's why it's approximate. Well said, Hillary. Last question, number 12. Well, then we'll finish the lab, of course. But should we add a linear trend line to Romeo? How many of you did it anyway?
Yes. I
Yeah,
think we
you
should.
did. Yeah, you did. Okay, let's go ahead and add it. Let's go ahead and add it. Who said no, we shouldn't? Anybody say no, we shouldn't? Yeah, Bert, I'm with you. I'm with Don. Yeah, you probably shouldn't because it sure is. But let's do it for fun.
No, we should.
Let's do it for fun. And let me see if I can explain to you, Hillary, why I wouldn't. Is that okay? And then we're gonna come back to it. I promise you.
There could be negative trends.
No.
No,
I agree.
it's not.
Well, yeah.
That's not why I wouldn't add it. That's not why I wouldn't add it, dear
He
friend.
wouldn't add it because the only one affecting that is one. The
Hang on one
data,
second.
the data on day one is making it slope. Because if you take away day one
Well, 1 and 3.
and you put the slope on the rest of them, it's a straight line.
So, what the hell? I'm gonna delete Stella, is that okay, friends? That way you just look at, I'm applying it too. Because I have more complete data on the back page of this spreadsheet. We have the 14-day data, which is more fun looking at anyway. Okay, I have no problem with that being a negative number. All the negative slope means is that Romeo is
Losing weight.
over the entire 7 days he lost weight. This is the reason I wouldn't apply a trend line to this data. It's not consistent. He's dropping, gaining, and then it looks like he's actually either stabilized here or very close to it. It's like he can't decide what he's doing. A line
If you wanted to show
implies consistency.
Yeah.
He's being very inconsistent. Is that fair? Is that okay? No, don't change your answer.
So-
Whatever you wrote is great.
Point. It says 1 point.
But whatever you wrote is great. There's not one right answer for that one. That's all I'm saying.
Sean.
Don't change your answer. Carson,
You should go into Romeo's day one weight and change it to 1.3.
hold that thought, brother.
1.35.
Hold that thought, brother. I appreciate you so much. I'm not gonna do that though. I don't futz with data.
See what
I don't
happens-
change data. You know why I don't change data? Who's seen The Fugitive? The movie The Fugitive back in the 90s. 90s movie with Harrison Ford. It was a remake of a 50s movie. Why was Harrison Ford running from the one-armed man that was trying to kill him? Anybody remember?
He thought he killed his wife.
Why did the guy kill his wife?
I don't know.
I don't know.
What did Harrison Ford discover in The Fugitive that the guy was trying to kill him for?
Data.
Fraudulent data. He worked for a pharmaceutical company, and he found out to get the drug passed through the FDA, they fixed the data to make it look better than it was. Harrison Ford figured it out, and they said the best thing to do, it was before the Oxy crisis, but it was extraordinary.
I was like, that's exactly what they've been doing for
It makes me
years.
sad, but, so that's why I don't futz with data. I don't change data to make it look prettier, Carson, but, we're gonna come back to that in a second.
It's
though.
so bloody pretty.
But hang on, brother, hang on. I appreciate what you're saying. I just want to come back to a different way. Is that okay? Okay, dear friends, I think we've established that Romeo is odd, yes? Here's where it gets more interesting. Please notice that that's only the first 7 days of data. Because I love you, I gave you the next 7 days too in this next tab. Go ahead and click over the first 14 days, dear friends. This is not just the 7 days you just looked at, but also the next 7 days of kitten growth.
Bro, what is Stella doing?
What is Stella doing? You're asking a very good question, Carson.
More so.
I have a different question.
What's
eating.
Romeo got going
She's
on?
like eating and then not eating and then eating and then not.
I have a different question for you in a minute. Because what I love, everything you've said. Everything you've said implies something that is so awesome.
She's the runt.
And that also, everything you're saying, both of you are saying, implies something. There's
Who's the
something
one?
you haven't thought about yet. And you're not trained to think about it yet. I am, and that's why we'll get to it eventually. But go back to this now, real quick.
What are you saying?
What? When did you say
Right here,
that?
you're in math class, baby. You're in math class, baby. Okay, what I want you to do now is, please, for Paulina and Stella, again, forget Romeo for just a second. Add the trend lines for Paulina and Stella, and put their equations on too. There you go.
Fine.
Paulina's blue now. Let's go to customize, series, trend. Oh, the equation popped up automatically.
Wow, look at that.
That was kind of nice. Oh, I wonder if I could just click over here. Oh, I can. Look at that.
Wow, did the same thing.
That's kind of cool. Okay, I'm starting to appreciate sheets more now. Little bit hard to see the trend line on that yellow one, huh? But it's there. Should I change the color to make it a little bit easier to see? What do you think, like a green maybe?
Black.
Black! Ooh, like my soul.
That's not true.
Black like my soul. It's under series, right? Yeah, there it is. Yeah. How about like a black? Yeah, that's good. That's much more obvious. Yes, I like that. Thank you.
Just change the line though. Keep the line. Keep the dots yellow.
You could go down a little further, you can just change the line.
Oh man, let's do that.
I'm gonna leave this okay. I mean, yes, you totally can. You can also, I discovered this once, you can go in and individually change individual points, like the ones that are above the line or below the line, which is actually kind of a neat thing.
Give them the stars.
Oh yeah, it's totally cool. Oh, you can change the shapes, right? Stars, triangles, squares. Yeah, the customization of spreadsheets is kind of overwhelming sometimes. So I'm just gonna leave it like this for now, if that's okay. Now, let's talk. How do Paulina's and Stella's slopes now compared to what they were in the first 7 days? Give me some thoughts. Remember what they both were originally? 0.05 pounds per day. What are they now?
Mixed bag.
Mixed bag? Go, tell me why I love that mixed bag. That's very, very good. Tell me why.
Because Stella is gaining on average like 0.05 more pounds than.
So Stella's slope's a little bit bigger than Paulina's now, right? Mm-hmm. I like that. So it's a little bit of a mixed bag. Notice how they're both less? They're both a little bit less, right? They were 0.05, now they're just below. One's 0.04, one's 0.045. So what do you think could be happening to the kittens in the second week? They're still growing, but maybe growing a little bit slower, Mare. Maybe. What do you think, Serena? I'm not saying that's the only correct answer. Give me some more ideas. I like these ideas.
They got less food.
Don't blame them. Don't you dare. We are the most wonderful foster kitten people.
Maybe they were more active. I don't know.
Maybe they were more active. There's a good reason. Maybe they're eating the same amount of food. They're burning off more because they're more active. They're starting to play more. Very, very logical. Very, very believable. Anna, please. We got. So first of all, high five. For two reasons. High five for two reasons. First of all, more data means that whatever trend is under there is going to show up more, obviously. I love that. More data also means the data is allowed to vary more around the line. Notice how both of them, they were so tight to the line on the first 7 days. Now they're not quite as tight to the line anymore. It's still there. We're just seeing the natural variations that occur. This is what's so cool about this data. It shows up like in a real way. Thank you, Hannah. All right. How many of you put Romeo's line on already? Did you put Romeo's line on? Yeah, you did, Mayor. Put Romeo's line up there. Put them on. I know you did. All right, there's Romeo. Series.
Ew.
Ew. Uh-oh.
Poor guy.
Okay. Now, let's deal with him now, because now I want to talk about the thing that. This is why I'm so glad you're in a statistics class, which 98 is. 98, 105, 240, they're all statistics classes. You've all come through math classes, right? You've never questioned the numbers that are in front of you. You never had to. Here's an equation, solve it. Here's a fraction, simplify it. Here's a percent, do it. Come on. You've never had the questions. I'll start Arnold there.
That's good.
But here's the thing. This is statistics.
Wait, when did it
That's data.
staple together at?
Where did it come from? Well, let's talk about that in a
We're
second.
gone?
Notice that his slope is very, very different than the other girls.
I missed that?
He's down at 0.03.
Fuck.
Stella's at 0.045. Paulina's at 0.04. Now, some of you might say to yourselves, that's not that much
She did
different.
mine right.
That's not that much different. It's very different when you're talking about how small these cats are. It's a huge difference. And that's when I started thinking about the data. So, give one reason, and Carson, you've already pointed this out. These first couple data points are kind of oddballs. They don't really fall in line with the rest of them. You've already given us one reason as to why. What was the reason you gave us like 15, 20 minutes ago? What was going on with Romeo when we first got him? He was...
The first data point was so far from the average.
Why was that so far from the average, do you think? You gave me a reason earlier, didn't you? He had eaten a lot at the pound, maybe, and he was nervous? Was that what you said? Somebody said that.
No, I said he was not as nervous as the other one, so he ate more than.
Oh, he was not as nervous as the other one, so he ate more, so he gorged himself more. Okay, love that. Give me another reason. Somebody said he was anxious and he wouldn't play as much. Is that what it was? So he lost a lot of weight? Did somebody say that? Am I just pretending I heard that? Maybe I didn't hear that. Give me another reason that weight could do what it did.
They're adapting to their new environment.
Adapted to a new environment, he just adapted differently.
Stress.
Stress, love that. Stress, I mean, not stress, but I mean, it's a good explanation.
Yeah.
Whatever you put is perfect. Hey, you use the pencil, man, that makes me happy.
He found something.
I know, isn't it great?
The night.
Carson, hit me again.
He found something to eat the night.
The night before, and then he was still burning it off the next day. Totally fine. We'll get you one more piece of information. But you would never know this unless you were in the house with us. When the Rule family brought these 3 kittens home, Max said, we should each take care of one of them.
Oh.
Oh.
and we should all weigh our own kitten. So,
So did someone
So
fail?
somebody-
take, now I want to, hang on, I want to explain to you again how you weigh these kittens. A baking scale has a top about that big, little round thing.
Yeah.
You turn it on, it's digital, it zeroes out. Then you take a kitten that's doing, and you put the kitten on the scale. Not the easiest thing.
I was gonna ask, like, what?
So I want you to take a guess. Who weighed which kitten?
Max,
Who weighed Paulina?
you,
That was me.
Yeah, clearly.
Who weighed Stella?
your wife.
Yeah.
That's my awesome wife, Jen. Who weighed Romeo? Max weighed Romeo, and you know what he did the first couple days? I watched him do it. I let him do it. He was
Pushed him.
grabbing the cat,
And push.
trying to hold him on the scale while he's twitching like this. So if he inadvertently pushes that cat a little bit down, what's going to happen?
There's weight.
The weight's going to get screwed up, right? He did it on the first. I let him do it the first and second day because I was like, I want to see what happens. What I thought was going to happen was it was going to say like 12 pounds or something ridiculous, like the weight of our full-grown cat. But it was only the little 1.6. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Let that in there. Left the other one in there. On day 3, he finally agreed to weigh the cats like I was doing. You know what I used to do? But I still do this
Put
weekend.
him in a bigger thing that's zeroed.
Exactly. Get a big box.
Yeah.
Put the box on the scale, zero the scale, put the kitten in the box. And then let him run around and get all square. And eventually they look up at you with these big eyes and sit still. And for that time, you can then measure them. And then he's like, Dad, this works really well. Sometimes Dad knows something. So, Carson, I'm coming back to your amazing point. Your amazing point earlier was we should go in and change Romeo's first data point to something else. Instead, dear brother, let's just take it out. Go into Romeo's data,
But
delete that 1.6. I don't think that 1.6 is even close to being accurate, but I also don't know what it should have been, so just delete it.
It makes his,
The slope.
yeah, it makes it just as much as the others.
Yeah, so check this out. Delete the 1.6. Watch the trend line change. Now, not only did it make the slope go up, it made his initial weight go down. Because that trend line, remember, computers are fast and dumb.
Delete the.
They have no, I'm going to get to number 2 in a second here. I think question number. We gave what you said, stress, that was a good one. Number 15 just says, what is the new slope of the best fit line? Well, now it's point what? 0.04
He's a bigger.
and 09, and what's the unit on that, dear friends?
Pounds.
You say it again, Mariah? Always pounds per day, dear friends. Always pounds per day. So his slope went up, the y-intercept went down. That makes sense, because the line did this. It was like this, and now it did that. But remember, and again, you wouldn't know this without being in the room with us, he also screwed up day 2's weight.
That does.
Delete that one too. Delete that one too. So take out that next 1.4. Dear friends, take a look at the lines, take a look at the data. At this point, I'm looking at them, I'm like, I see 3 kittens that are all related to each other. I see 3 kittens from the same litter. Remember how upset you were with Romeo's first 7 days data? Of course, it looked ridiculous, like a W. Like, what's this cat doing? The cat's not doing anything, the kid is. Isn't that wild? And this is why I'm training you as a statistician now. Not just a math person, but a stats person. Just because data comes across your feed on your phone doesn't mean it was collected well. Oh my God, it happens all the time, it's collected poorly. How many times have you gotten a survey from COCC? Do me a huge favor, delete every one that comes across to your email.
Why?
Don't ever, because they're self-selected samples, they're poor samples. If they really wanted your information and they were serious about it, they would reach out to you directly. I've told them multiple times. I designed studies for them, they ignore them. They'd much rather just blast you with a survey and have you choose to respond to it. It's terrible, terrible statistics, terrible statistics. I tell them all the time, they don't listen to me. It's all good. So I would just say, just delete any survey that comes through. Your time's more valuable than that anyway. You got more stuff that you need to do. This is, well anyway, I'm gonna stop talking right now. Now,
Why do you round it?
the most important question, and we're almost done, this is perfect.
Just cause.
Last question.
I mean,
Oh, did we do 17?
No.
But-
How does this adjusted slope of Romeo's trend line compare to the slopes? I guess we kind of did. Look at all those slopes, what do you think?
They all look the same.
They're pretty close, aren't they? Now that we've fixed Romeo's data, don't they all kind of look the same? Yeah, actually, if we want to get really, really silly, Romeo's growing the fastest, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah, look at Romeo's slope, it's the biggest.
yeah.
0.047 versus 0.045 versus 0.04. But I like Mariah's answer. Because honestly, the scale we had only had, I think, 2 decimal places of accuracy.
Damn.
Or 1. It only had 1 decimal place accuracy, I think. So basically, they're all growing the same.
You're
I
lying.
agree. What's that?
You're lying.
I'm trying to remember.
Day
only
6 and
because-
7.
Oh no, it's got 2, because I got a 1.55. It did have 2. So, yeah, they're basically growing the same speed. So, of course, I was trying to remember back like 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Well, I was looking behind you.
I appreciate you. Okay, dear friends. How are we feeling right now? We feeling okay so far? Okay. Now, the most important question, and the reason I built this lab for a whole host of reasons. That was just one of them. I like it because it lets us look at scatter plots. It lets us look at slopes, y-intercepts, understand what they are, as Burton was bringing up earlier, which I loved.
What number?
We also get to look at the quality of data. And I love picking on my son. He's awesome. Because he knew exactly what was going on when we put the box out and put the kid in the box. And then I did remember also, my favorite part of this is the foster fail that y'all said earlier. Foster fails. What are foster fails?
You keep it.
You get the key.
Yeah, when you do, well, not when you get to keep it, when you just choose not to give it back. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You always have that choice, right? They give you the
Right.
choice to keep the kid. Okay. So, but the question is, when do you make that choice? Well, you make that choice when it's time to give the cat
When
back.
it's 2 pounds.
And that is the rule for the Humane Society of Central Oregon. You give the cats back when they're 2 pounds. So the question I have for you on number 18 on the back, and I want you to take the last 5 minutes of class and puzzle through this. When are the cats going back? Pick any one of the kittens. It doesn't matter which one you pick, because since they're all growing at the same rate, they're all gonna go back on the same day. Pick any one of the cats and tell me when they're gonna go back, and tell me how you figured it out. I can think of at least 5 or 6 different ways to work this problem. Anyone you already got an answer?
Well, does it count if I just extended the line?
You came up with the same solution that one of my students in Redmond and Prineville came up with that I never would have thought of.
Really?
Yep,
Well, I just
Not
did
mine.
it too, dude.
I love that. I love that
I
solution.
wanna know.
We're gonna share it in a second.
Okay.
What you think about that?
I'm from all that.
Day
Okay.
14.
You're not missing out. You're in class. There's no fear of mathing out.
You're mathing out.
There's no. We'll call it
I
FOMO.
think you did.
Fear of missing math out. No, that's dumb.
So why is mine not
Yeah,
good?
it's kind of dumb. I've done better.
That's lame.
Use any of the freaking-
Jessica, I hope this video is usable.
Horizontal
The
axis.
amount of inside jokes,
Minimum
silly
action.
offside comments.
16.
Cheers. Oh, everybody, the art show today. That Jessica's not here because she's setting up she has an art booth at the art show. She's there till 4. I'm gonna try to swing by later after my other classes.
Oh, I meant to tell you, so the wintervention for Hoodoo is actually at Volcanic Theater Club. It's not
At the mountain.
if anybody wants to go.
It's today.
Huh? Yeah, it's, yeah.
Oh, today, Max has a concert. I
Yeah,
can't
it's
go to that.
tonight, 6 to 8, free prizes. Yeah, Volcanic Theater Club.
When are these cats going back? Not to Volcanic, but back to the pound.
Day
I'm gonna say day 16.
fudge.
I gotta vote for day 16.
I
No.
say 12.
I gotta vote for day 12.
It hasn't reached 2 pounds.
Oh, it can't be day 12 though, Serena, because
Yeah,
we had it
that's-
during day 12.
Well,
We gotta get to 2 pounds, right?
Did it reach?
It's gotta be past day 14.
17.
So we got 17. I have to vote for 16. I gotta vote for 17. Avery says
It's 18 or 19.
18 or 19. Mariah says 18. Brandon says 16. Anybody else? Hannah's still working. I appreciate you. I'm not gonna jump on it right now.
Piss me off though.
No, 'cause
There's a couple ways you can do it. I just want you to explain on the lab how you did it. That's all I really want to know is how you did it on the lab.
We
And-
can take the
that what?
liars.
Okay. Okay. Listen. So Hillary's starting something over here. Did anybody start with the y-intercept? No. So that's the starting weight, right? So you can start with. This is an
Oh, that's
interesting.
not what I meant to say.
That's not what you meant to say.
I
Slope?
wanted- Yes. this-
Ah.
That's what I meant to say.
Okay, I love it. Okay, no, it's good. It's good. So you take the slope and then do what with it?
Add it.
So Hillary's saying, you know, which kitten are you looking at, by the way?
Any of them, pick one.
Any of them? Hannah, which one?
Let's look at Romeo.
19. Okay, you said 19 was certain. How'd you do it?
That's what I had
19. 19. How'd you do it?
Just stretch the line.
Say that again.
I just put in the day
Oh,
based on,
really?
I just guessed between.
So I love this, by the way. So I'm gonna show you two ways. We're running a little bit short on time, so I'll show you two ways. Hannah said, I think it's about 19. Actually, let's do Avery's first and then go to Hannah. You actually started a different number of work to 19.
Yeah.
That's totally cool. I'm gonna show you Avery's really clever way first, because I think this is badass. What she did was, she's like, we learned that cool trick about changing the horizontal axis
It's
earlier.
not exact.
So why don't I just make the number of days
No,
go
you can
out?
do that. You can make it.
Which one did you use? Which kitten did you use, Avery?
Romeo.
Romeo. So let's take Romeo over here. Make him bigger so we can see him. Let's double click on this axis and let's make the max value go out to say 20 days, just for starters. Now you might notice something. Whoops, Stella. Delete Stella. Check out the trend line. See the trend line? That trend line, isn't this badass? This is so badass. That trend line is now hitting
2 pounds.
the 2 pound line, which means you could drop that puppy dog down and then approximate about what day that is. And that looks somewhere between 18 and 19, probably closer to 19 days, which I love. What Hannah did, and I'll leave you with this. Once Hannah had a ballpark of what day it was, she then checked the math by plugging 19 in for that X. So she did 19 times 0.047, which is the growth Romeo got under us, and then added that to his initial weight of 1.12. And Hannah, what did you get when you got that? 1.12 plus 0.047 times 19. What did you end up with that?
2.02.
2.02 pounds. Clever. Both of you, very clever. I like that very much. Anybody do something different? Or some variant of those two? Did anybody set the equation equal to 2 and solve for x? Some people do that, which depends on how comfortable you are with algebra. Oh, I like that. I like both of those ways. Yeah, we're gonna turn those in for sure. What did I do with the last one? Oh, here it is. Here's the original. Now, dear friends, I have one more homework assignment for you. One more. I know, right? I'm pumped. One more homework, babies. And it is about Romeo. He's so special, he gets his own homework. Sad. You make me happy.
It's been such a good turn.
It has been phenomenal. And Thursday, I think you're going to love Thursday. Thursday is a scavenger hunt that sends you running around the building looking for clues, doing math, working in teams.
Clarity on that? Any movement?
All right. Here we go, friends. Last homework, Romeo the kitten. Romeo the kitten. I think you're going to especially enjoy the very last question on this homework. It's a little bit of a scavenger hunt. It's in your book. The scavenger hunt in and of itself. Go bird. Here, I gave you one, right? Carson and Avery, did I give you this? Here you go, dear friends. Friends, have a good rest of your day. We will see you on Thursday for scavenger hunt. I'll tell you, baby. Brother, it's my stickers. I'm pumped. I can't wait to see your data. I love this, man. I love it. I love it. So happy for you. Makes me so happy.
Thank you. See you Thursday.
Yes, you will, Haley. I know. I'm pumped, dude.
So when you see it, my name.
I already saw it.
Okay.
Oh, damn, Dylan.
Hey, you got me back on instant shit.
We can do a rate of change on your revenues, man.
Awesome.
We could do a rate of change on your revenues per week. Like I could cross-reference them by date and watch your business launching up.
It's like the first week it goes. Shopify does it too. I get to see the bar go up and down.
They're about us, I think. I'm not sure. We got you, baby. We got you. Rock on, Dylan. Jessica. Hang on 1 second, Avery. I'm gonna shut this down before the battery dies. Jessica, I'm sorry we lost the camera for 20 minutes in the middle. Hopefully you got enough from this.